guys, it's Samantha and I am back today to do another book recommendation roulette video. If you guys aren't familiar with this, I basically choose 3 random titles that are some of my favorite works out of a box, and I share them and recommend them to you guys, tell you a little about them, why I like them, and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, let us get started. I will choose 3 titles out of this little handy dandy book box. Alright, and the first one is going to be Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. You guys will probably have seen me talk about this book quite a bit in my videos lately, and I'm here to talk about it again because it's an excellent book. It is a classic, and it follows a young orphan, Anne Shirley, who is adopted by this brother and sister in Prince Edward Island at the age, I think she's about 9 or 10 at the time, and she goes to live with them. They originally were looking for a boy, but instead they got a girl, but she just basically captures the hearts of them and everybody else who lives in Avonlea, and it just follows her. It's just about Anne and how much joy and happiness she brings to other people's lives and all of her little misadventures. It's such a really, really good, heartwarming book, and I believe there is actually 10 books in all, I want to say. Is it 10 or is it 8? Somewhere around there. And there's a lot of books in this series. Anne of Green Gables is the first one. It is a really, really good book. If you're looking for a classic to read and you want to start out with something that's not too hard, I highly recommend Anne of Green Gables because it's an easy read. If you're looking for something that's going to warm your heart and fill you with warm little fuzzies, again, I recommend Anne of Green Gables because that'll be the perfect book to do that trick. It is such a good book, and I really, really, really want to get the new Canadian Penguin, or I think Tundra, which is an offshoot of Penguin. These new books they published for Anne of Green Gables in this box set, these paperbacks, I'll put them on the screen here so you guys can see them and look how cute and wonderful they look. I'm hoping Book Depository will get them at some point because I want to get my hands on these. I need them. I need them in my life. So if you know where I can find these in the States, let me know so I can order them because I need them in my life. But that's an aside. Yes, like I said, read it, guys. It's a really, really, really good book. It's a quick read and you will enjoy it. Alright, book number 2 is The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens follows a group of men led by Samuel Pickwick who are tasked with basically observing the manners and characters of other people in English society. So they travel all throughout England. They're supposed to be documenting what they discover and the people that they encounter, and it's a really, really interesting novel. It is a chunker. This thing is huge. It's almost 800 pages long, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you want a book that just shows Dickens' characterization at the finest, then I highly recommend The Pickwick Papers. It was a hilarious book. My favorite parts of the book have to do with this town they encounter that's in the middle of it's in the middle of an election, and it's just a hilarious commentary on politics that when you're reading it you discover really haven't changed all that much. People get just as crazy about politics now as they did 150 years ago. So that was hilarious. And there's this whole hunting section of the book that I found hilarious. Somebody may or may not have gotten shot in the bum. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I would say if you're new to Charles Dickens, I wouldn't start with this book because it is a hefty one. It's definitely a chunker and it might be a little bit dense for some people to get through. But if you're already familiar with Charles Dickens and you really like him, then I really recommend this book because it's hilarious and it's really Charles Dickens at his finest. And it's one of my favorite works by him. So, yes, The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. Alright, and the third and final book, what shall it be? Little Men by Louisa May Alcott. Little Men is actually a sequel by Louisa May Alcott that is a sequel to Little Woman, and I love it so much, just as much as Little Men, and I hear just as much as Little Woman, and I don't hear anybody talking about it. It's supposed to, all the same people are in it, so you have Joe, Amy, and Meg, and it's about Joe's school for young boys that she has started, orphans, or people that just need to have their boys taken care of, and it's about their little misadventures, and it features the sisters' children, and I don't know, I just love this story. I need to reread it because I haven't read it in years, but I read it a couple times when I was younger, and trust me, if you like Little Woman, you're gonna like Little Men. It is just as good, and it's great seeing all of the sisters grown up and seeing their children and just their little adventures, and I love it so much. It's so good. I believe there's actually another book that is a sequel to Little Men, and it shows them when they're all older. Their kids are older, and the boys that she cared for are older. And I haven't read that one yet, but I really want to at some point because I want to see what happens. What happens to these kids when they're adults? Apparently this was the classics recommendation roulette video because all 3 of those were classics. That was not on purpose, but, you know, yeah. Alright guys, that was my recommendation roulette video for you today. I hope that you guys will check these books out and let me know down in the comments if you have read them and what your thoughts were on them, because I would love to hear. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy reading and bye!